Okay, my people, I want to thank you so much for joining us on this discussion today. Wherever you are watching us from, or whatever time zone or timeline you are, all you need to do is just to stay connected and make sure you drop your comments. Let us hear from you so that we can give you feedback of what is happening. This is Akuko Abia man, but we have moved from Akuko Abia to Naija Tori. Naija Tori is where we give you things that is happening in Nigeria. But today, our focus in Naija Tori is Abia State. Just like I said, don't bother about my suit. That is the addition for Tori Naija. This my cap is the Akuko Abia cap. My bell is coming. When you hear Bagam, is the Akuko, is the Tori Naija time. And this laugh will always be there. But our focus in Tori Naija today is Abia State. Abia State. Before I start this my analysis and comment, I want to read one quote. That quote is from Kobe Bryant. And it says, if you are going to be a leader, you are not going to please everybody. You have to hold people accountable. Even if you have that moment of being uncomfortable. That's from Kobe Bryant. You know, Kobe Bryant is that NBA legend that lost his life in a helicopter crash in the US. May his soul rest in peace. Today, by that quote, you should understand that our discussion will be about accountability. Because it will be about accountability, let me even define what accountability is. Accountability is an assurance that an individual or organization is evaluated on its performance or behavior related to something for which it is responsible for. That is to say, if you are in a position where you are responsible for something, whether you are responsible for your family, whether you are responsible for your business, whether you are responsible for your state, or you are responsible for Nigeria. Accountability is the constant evaluation of what you are doing, of what you have done. So, accountability is key in any system that want to see continuous growth. I have been hearing something that people have been saying in Abia State. People have been saying, I see it, I read it online. They tell Governor Alex Soti, focus on your government. Focus on your government. I see it everywhere, online. A lot of people say this ignorantly, while other people say it mischievously. So I will not talk about the people who say it mischievously. I will address those who say it ignorantly. If Dr. Alex Soti faces his front, if he focuses on his government, what you are typically encouraging is chop your own and go. Make another person chop your own, also go. If you are ignorantly saying that word, Governor Alex Soti, face your front. Do your own government. Focus on your administration. What you are saying is that Abia State should remain where it is at the moment. Because if every government that comes focuses on his administration and forgets to evaluate the past administration that handed over to him, then the government will not have a direction and would not know what to build on. So I will advise Governor Alex Oti, while we want you to focus on your administration, which we are seeing you are doing, we want you to continue to dig into the past administration to make sure you correct those things that have been done wrong. So many years ago, we were tagged different names during the last administration because most of us were outspoken. I came with different concepts to make sure we relate to the people. That was when Akuko Abia was birthed. Akuko Abia was to look at the issues happening in Abia State in a satiric way. While people laugh during those programs, but the message is also being sent. So Dr. Alex Oti, we want you to continue. We want you to continue to unravel what happened in our past. While we want you to also focus on your administration and deliver the dividends of democracy that people voted you for. This is Tori Naija, and I am that man you call Akuko Abia. I remain Akuko Abia, but Akuko Abia has moved now to Tori Naija or Naija Tori. Okay, before I go into the main issue, I want to tell you that the problem we have in Abia State is not the major principles in this matter. The major principles in this case is Governor Alex Oti and former Governor Okezi Ikpeazu. The problem we have are two sets of people. One, people that are ignorant. Ignorant in the case that they don't know what is happening. They are only following anybody they feel is their leader, even when the person has terribly dealt with them. In Aota. Another set of people, who are the most dangerous people, are the intelligent, literate people who are continuously looking for how to deviate issues, who are continuously looking for loopholes, who are continuously looking for how to discredit facts that have been put forward. The truth remains that in the past administration, we saw people who had no job. People who had no job, as at the time the government started, they had no job. But when that government ended, those people became billionaires. We saw people who had no house. But when that government started, we heard that some of them, Julius Berger even came to build their house for them. Do I need to tell you that you will calculate these people's salary for that 8 years and all the allowances? It's not enough to buy even one of the fleet, one of the big cars they are driving. Yes, it's not up to. So where did they get all this money to live lavishly? Where did they get all this money to build estates? Where did they get all this money when they don't have a second address? Some of us, when we were talking that time, we were labeled different kind of names. At that time, I brought out that program we call Akuko Abia, one of the prominent programs in Naija State. A satiric program where I talk on typical issues in a satiric way. While people laugh, but the message is being sent. We had overnight billionaires in Abia State in the last 8 years of Governor Tosin Paso's government. They know, and we know. So that administration had some credibility issue. That is the fact. And that credibility issue is still affecting them up to this moment, even when they have left government. Let me tell leaders, at every point in time, you have an opportunity to be in government. You must know that the time is just for a short time. If you understand that that position you hold is on trust and it's for just a short time, it will enable you. It will put you in your shoes. It will put you on your toes to live upright, because accountability is important. Just like I've said, I'm urging Governor Naija Tori to continue digging. Let's make sure we sanitize our state. Governor himself is aware that he has started, he has ignited, he has activated another angle of democracy in Abia State, accountability. And it will not stop with him. Any other government that comes in after his time may be willing to probe him, to probe his government. That is why it is important his administration makes sure they put everything in order. Some of us are happy. We are happy because some of those things we were shouting before is coming out now. Let's go to the issue of discussion today. A few weeks ago, Governor Naija Tori in the United States of America made shocking revelation of close to 40 billion naira. Close to 40 billion that were given to people, given to companies, and there is nothing to see on ground to support the fact that this money was spent. The governor talked about 10 billion that was released for an airport project. When that particular news entered our airwave, everywhere triggered, everywhere got hot. There were people who believed in Governor Naija Tori. There were people who disbelieved Naija Tori. And of course, the men of former Governor Paso fired. They fired from all cylinders, demanding that the audit report be published. The truth is, they have a right to defend their principle, and they are doing their job. So the onus was on the governor to make more revelation, and it dropped. Few days ago, the Whistler claimed to have done an investigation and dropped a report. In that report, some things were revealed. Number one, it was revealed that Phoenix Construction Company, on behalf of the state government during the Paso tenure, sought for a loan for 10 billion for an airport, for an Abia State airport. For that loan to be possible, The then administration of Dr. Kezi Bazu wrote to the House of Assembly demanding a resolution backing them to take a 10 billion naira loan for an airport project. Hear me well, for an airport project. And we gather that within 24 hours, that resolution was granted, written, and provided to the government, which facilitated the loan of 10 billion naira from CBN, from UBA to Ferrotex to build an airport for Abia State. That investigation showed that. We also saw the resolution. Look at it, you can see it here. We also saw a snippet of the audited report revealing this fact. You can see it here. Now the question is, what happened to the 10 billion naira? In case our people do not understand, we are talking about 10 billion naira. Let me tell you a little bit what 10 billion can do for Abia State. 10 billion naira can fix our health sector in Abia State completely. I mean, completely. 10 billion can fix our health sector in Abia State. Going further, 10 billion can go to a large extent in making sure all our educational facilities in Abia State are top notch. Am I communicating? 10 billion can set up a very big grant for empowerment for youth. 10 billion can solve all the backlog of salaries in Abia Poli, in Akuko School of Technical whatever, APSU. 10 billion can solve so much in our backlog of salary. 10 billion can give us a lot of good roads. 10 billion can reshape and reposition our agricultural industry in Abia State. 10 billion can do so much. And 10 billion was released to Ferrotex after a resolution was given by the Abia State House of Assembly. That resolution, there are still some arguments whether it came, whether it did not come, whether the resolution was forged, whether it was not forged. Akuko Abia. Let's go forward. Immediately that investigation dropped. As expected, there was a fireback. Aides to the former governor fired back, brought out documents to tell us and to tell Abians and to tell Nigerians that 10 billion was invested in other road projects after the state government decided to abandon the airport project. List of roads they said that the money was used for have been stated. But there are very important questions to ask. Remember, from the beginning of this discussion, I've talked about accountability. 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 Accountability is the bedrock of every system. If you do not follow the proper ways to do things, then your accountability is in doubt. So the question is, if, let's agree there is, if there was a resolution permitting the state government to get a loan of 10 billion for an airport project, does the past administration have the power to just decide to say, no, we don't want to use the money for airport projects again, we want to put it to other things? Do they have such power? Do they have such powers without the consent of the Abia State House of Assembly? That is a critical question. While some of them say that yes, they have the power, but there is a word called violence. Violence is when you have decided, you go back to the house and tell them that these monies that have been apportioned for this, we have decided not to use it for this, we want to move it for this. Please approve that violence. Accountability, accountability, accountability is the watchword. Even when you do the right thing wrongly, it becomes wrong. That is what they call misappropriation of fund, misapplication of fund. Well, a lot of this thing is still open for investigation. And the other state government, by its spokesperson, has informed us that these matters are on the table of the EFCC. And they told us that EFCC is investigating. Let me tell Abians on a final note. This is not the time to get ourselves divided on tribal lines. This is not the time to get ourselves divided on political grounds. This is the time to get ourselves united for the prosperity of Abia State. This is the time we tell political elites that your time in that office is but for a short time. And when you leave, we will investigate you. We will check you up. We will check and see what you are doing and what you have done. Leadership is not chop-chop. Leadership is not the time for embezzlement. It's not the time for personal aggrandizement. It is the time to serve the people. The current administration led by Governor Alex Oti is aware that they have started something they too cannot stop. So they have to work transparently. They have to make sure they are accountable, because the time of accountability will also come. My name is Emeniki Rebu, and today we are focused on Abia State in Naija Tori. Always make sure you get connected. You can follow our social media handles. Our main social media handle is All Facts Newspaper on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. We also have Naija Tori on Facebook. Follow us. Drop your comments. Don't forget our YouTube handle, AF Television. Follow us and let's have a wonderful time. Next edition, next week. Just stay tuned and enjoy yourself. God bless you.